Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Fairfield. First official day of the bi-weekly podcast.
Bi-weekly. Yeah, new this week.
I mean, it isn't Friday.
No, it's not
know.
Friday. I was going to say happy Friday, but,
Listen, I had a hard time getting into the swing of things. I'm a very routine person, right? And we've been doing this Friday podcast for a long time. And I'm like, I had to literally say to myself multiple times, Claire, don't forget, after you drop off the kids, we've got to go to the studio.
What a good show last Friday. Doug was awesome.
Wasn't he great?
Yeah,
he was good. Great guest.
Mark had told me, in past morning shows he's done with him, that he's just a wonderful guest.
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah, and I was over-prepared. I had all these questions, all these things. I'm like, man, he talks, and he does a great job on the interview side of it and provides a lot. And I liked doing the trivia the old school way, where we wrote down our answers, and then went back and compared.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I'm glad he brought that back, so that was fun. But yeah, thanks to Doug Anderson and thanks to Ken Otey for coming. So
it's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, Ken was our first guest on our first ever It's a Beautiful Day in Fairfield. And
Actually, I'm retired, so I was the only person they could get.
Yeah. Hey.
Well,
it is what it is, right?
we're trying to make it sound good.
Right. No, but Mark had the great idea to ask you back for our first ever Tuesday broadcast.
Absolutely honored to do it.
Yeah, we love having you. You were our first guest, so we still had some technical issues at the time. We've got our headphones on, right? We've got our volume. We're going to adjust it. Mark and I were so loud on the podcast we did with you, and you were so quiet, and I was like, oh, no.
You got all these new electronics.
I know, right? So hopefully we have this, the sound figured out this time. But thank you again for being here. And welcome.
It's always fun.
Welcome, everyone, to It's a Beautiful Day in Fairfield.
Did you see the hail this morning?
I did.
Oh, hail.
Crazy?
Pea size.
Yeah.
Did you guys see it too? I think we talked about it, but when we had that snow and rainstorm.
With the thunder snow.
The thunder, yeah. And we had hail then.
You know, if it thunder, you know what the old almanac says, and
What?
I looked it up. If it thunders in February, it'll frost in April.
Oh, no.
And I know Stan Wiles, I told him at church that, and he goes, I don't want to hear that because he's got a whole
Right.
acre and a
He's
half
got
of
new apple
fruit trees.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to hear that.
Oh my
but-
gosh, yeah, I don't blame him. Don't plant your crop yet, y'all. The Farmer's Almanac tends to be pretty accurate.
I
does.
I did talk to some people who said their tulips are up.
Oh, yeah, mine are up. I've got crocuses in bloom, Easter lilies.
Yep.
You know,
I'm not mad about it.
me neither. I'm ready for summer.
Yeah, I'm ready for spring and summer. Yep.
Oh, me too.
If every day could be like yesterday.
Oh, wasn't it gorgeous?
Oh, man.
Some old man one time I told that. I said, man, I wish it'd be just like today year round. He goes, I don't. I said, well, why not? He goes, because the population of Fairfield would be about 5 million. I said, well,
Hey, tourism.
it'd be like San Diego. I said, well, okay. I hope it's not like San Diego because it's kind of going down the tubes. But
I wouldn't be mad about that. Actually, I always say, I need to live in San Diego. It's the perfect weather all year round. Yeah.
It's not what it used to be.
No, but I'd love that for the tourism side of Fairfield. Bring them in. Let's, get this town revived and full of money and do all the things that we want to be able to do.
I think it's like eating an elephant, one bite at a time.
Yeah. We could, get those new wreaths for Christmas time. That's our biggest issue.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
Those things are sad. I'm glad I'm not the only person that feels that way.
Oh, my gosh. It cracks
You
me up.
drive downtown. Oh, my gosh.
They're so sad. Just turn the lights off. Just turn them off. They're so sad. But we're working towards it, right?
isn't that some of the newer 1% tax money can go for that, right?
I
No.
believe. Oh, really?
No,
Okay.
No.
it can't.
Okay.
All right.
I know. Trust me, I know.
Hey, maybe we should start, what are those old telethons, where people would call in and donate money? We can do a live broadcast of a telethon. Call in. We'll get you on the broadcast, give you a little airtime. You donate your money.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine it being that much money to
They're
buy
expensive.
wreaths with
But,
lights, with LED lights.
Well, they said that money can't be used for that, but the city is working on
Yeah.
new decorations.
Right,
So
right.
in fairness to to the city, well, I want to clarify that
Right.
they are working on new decorations.
Definitely. As a city, I do marketing and stuff, but they are always working towards a goal. We have all of these kind of ideas and plans, and they're trying to, it's like a chess game. You have to figure out what
It is.
piece, this business wants to come in. You got to find the property that's available, find something that's affordable. We don't have a lot of property available, especially prime real estate in town. And if we do have it, it's expensive. But anyways, my point of this is it doesn't happen overnight, right? It takes,
That's like blighted properties. Everybody thinks you just write them a letter and then you can bring in a bulldozer.
Yeah.
No, it's a whole process.
Yes.
And trust me, I go to every city council meeting.
Right.
And it's always brought up, but and
they're taking the steps.
they're taking the steps
can.
necessary, and it isn't an overnight process.
It's a very
There's
slow,
due process,
drawn-out
and it's
process,
very slow.
Yeah.
Very slow.
Samantha Vaughn's chiming in. She says, "Happy Super Tuesday." I
Super
forgot
Tuesday.
it
It is
was
Super
Super
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Thank you, Samantha, for that.
There are primaries in,
9?
I was thinking 12 or 14.
Maybe you're right.
But I may be wrong.
Several.
Yeah.
How about that? It's in
Several.
several states.
That'll work.
Samantha will chime in and let us know because we don't.
She's politically active.
She is. She really is, and that is something I have always slacked about. I turned 18 on election day in 2005.
Rub it in.
Yeah.
I know, right? But 2004, I guess. But I could have registered early, so I could have went and voted that day, and I didn't. And then I probably didn't actually start voting until I was in my late 20s. I don't know.
I vote every time. I don't care if it's an
Right.
uncontested race.
Now there's
I vote.
15. There's 15 different
15,
primaries.
yeah.
So
That's
thank
close.
you. Thank you, Samantha. But yeah, now I do make it a priority because your vote does count.
Absolutely.
And
Can't complain if you don't vote.
right. You really can't. So
Well, you can.
Yeah.
We-
And they will.
And they will.
And they
right,
will.
Right.
But you shouldn't be able to complain.
I think we have one contested race here in Wayne County for circuit clerk.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Georgiana Fletcher's running this year.
That's a no-lose situation. Both
they're
fine
both
people.
Yes,
Yeah.
both great. Georgiana's my Felix's bus driver, and she's just the sweetest lady, And even Maddox, just from seeing her drop off Felix or seeing her at school or whatever, he's like, he can't say it as well, but Ordeana. And he smiles and waves at her, great big, but she's a sweet lady. But one contested race in Wayne County. We've actually, Ashley and I, have been working on a new website for the Wayne County, I won't say courthouse, but Wayne County in general, through the Wayne County Board. We've been working on that. So our goal and their goal with the website, which should be really soon, we're meeting with them next week at their board meeting. But we're going to try to have all of the races and just how to vote, how to register to vote, how to do the mail-in ballot, what offices to call for
maybe the minutes from the county board meeting.
Yes, things like that. Just have it more accessible. It's going to help them, right? Not have to maybe get as many phone calls, answer as many questions, and just educate the public, because that's something for me, moving back to Wayne County, I didn't really know the process, or,
Right.
I don't really know when things are happening. I'm a social media person, so if it's not posted on a social media page, which, Liz Ann posts to her personal Facebook.
Sure.
But anyways, I think it's going to be great for the county.
I know the sheriff's
Great for
department is
us.
working on an app
Oh,
for
cool.
their phone app. So
Yeah, we've been working with Sheriff Otey as well. That's a department that will be featured on the website. Coroner's office, all of the Wayne County different offices will be featured on there. But yeah, an app is going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming like emergency type things. That'll be really beneficial.
like a 10 most wanted, different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if the roads are,
Yeah,
if there's a flood in a certain part of the county, we can know those things.
Right.
I mean,
I think
that would
I,
be
I
tremendous.
talked to him last night. He said I think they had their planning meeting for the eclipse, and I said, "What if it's flooded?" He goes, I don't even want to hear that.
I mean, it is a fear that
I
all
don't want
of
to hear
us-
that.
I
Just,
know. We've talked about it multiple times, even on the air. I mean, you just imagine Google Maps taking these people from out of town to the center of it all in Mount Erie and going down a back road that's flooded.
Going
you
up
know?
the Mount Airy Blacktop.
Yeah.
Next thing you know,
You're in a
you're
lake.
in water.
Yeah.
Oh, that barricade? That's not.
Yeah, that's not for me. I'll go around.
That's just for people who don't need to go to the eclipse.
Right.
I was out by my son's house, out in the country, and I'm driving along there, and I just see lights, and I pull up there, and it's a Dollar General truck.
A Dollar General.
Yeah, it's a
truck.
42-foot trailer, and I thought, okay,
Are they opening a Dollar General out there?
they may be. So I rolled my window, and I said, "You lost my friend." He goes, GPS. He didn't speak real fluent English. And I said, "Where are you headed to?" He goes, "Let me look." He said, Cassini.
Kiss
I
me?
said, "Could that be possibly Cisne?
okay.
Cisne?" He goes,
Oh.
"Yes." I said, "Okay." Well, I said,
You're in the wrong.
You're not close.
"You're not close." I said, "Here's what we're going to do." I said, "As a matter of fact, just follow me, and I'll get you up here on the road." Very appreciative, very nice young man, but
That's crazy that it led them out
I-
there.
he pulled off. He said he got off at near Albion and came
Wow.
through the country.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I don't know if it was trying to take him to Enterprise Road or what, but
Well, the fastest route.
who knows?
Yeah.
Sometimes the fastest route takes you on some very, very strange.
Yeah.
If they see sense of
Yeah.
a traffic backup. Or
Right.
something.
We have a lot of those around
That's
here, right?
The
Well, I was
Metroplex.
going to meet a lady in Albion to, pick something up I'd bought off Trading Page or whatever. And she gave me directions to her house, but I'm not the best with directions, so I thought I'll just plug it in my phone. Well, it told me to turn right there before you get into town, like if you're taking the country way to Grayville. And so I went that way, I followed it. It got me almost to her house, which was kind of over there by the factory. You know, if you turn right at that
Right.
factory road
Yeah.
or whatever, and I would have been there. Got me almost to the factory, and it was like there was a sinkhole in the middle of the road. I mean, there was no passing this. I mean, the road had been washed out or
Were the
whatever.
barricades up?
No. This has been a couple of years
So
ago.
you went off-roading then, huh?
So I didn't want to turn around. So you best believe I found a way around that. And I thought, how is my husband going to react if I call him and say, hey, my front end of my Sienna
Yeah.
is
Felix, get out there and walk through there. I want to see how deep that is.
There wasn't water. I would never recommend going through water. But I thought, here, hold my beer. I think I got this.
We
Absolutely.
get calls at the flower shop all the time. People will give us their address, and it'd be out in the country. And she goes, here's the address, but it won't show up on GPS.
Right.
I was like,
Great.
okay.
Yep. Even my house, I live on the East Highway, and my house will take them over by Old Save-A-Lot, over by Carter Turf and Tractor. It'll take them over there sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't understand. So, all the technology we have in this world, we still
Crazy. That's
can't
right.
quite narrow down the safety issues.
Remember
with-
the old one you said print out the directions?
Oh, yeah. And then older even, right? You had to look at a map.
Speaking of sinkholes.
But I love printing out the directions.
Map.
What's
Speaking
that?
of sinkholes, that reminds me of a story from back in the day.
Okay.
Played on a softball team. Mm-hmm. Well, we had a softball party on this person's land who had some ATV trails.
Nice.
Well, somebody decided he wanted to take his S10 pickup truck on the SUV trail or the ATV trails.
Oh my gosh.
So he started going up this one hill, and he gets bottomed out.
In an S10, right? Which
In an
is
S-
not right.
Yeah, it's a small pickup
Yeah.
truck. So he gets bottomed out. Well, they finally push him off. Well, he comes far enough down the hill, he hits the front of his truck
Oh
bends
no.
like this. His wife was so mad.
Oh, I bet.
So that sounds like one of those hold my beer moments.
Yeah, right.
She
For
was,
real.
She was picking stuff up. and just throwing it in the back of the truck
Like,
and
we're
yelling.
going.
And somebody looked at me and goes, "That's my." Don't
That was
don't
her.
you don't want to say anything. Just get it later.
I've been in situations like that.
But
with
by
my
the way,
wife.
by the way, it was not
Keep your
me.
mouth shut.
Just don't.
It was not me and Tina. So
Oh, that's good. That is good. Yeah, I think every husband's had situations like that with their wives before.
oh boy, it
Just
was
keep your mouth shut.
it was quite the
That's funny.
yeah.
That is funny.
Laugh about it now.
Yes. Hey, that made me think. So you were at a softball tournament. We've got the Mules
3-on-3
basketball.
basketball tournament coming up.
3-on-3 basketball tournament.
Third year, is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Last year we donated as Mule Nation. We donated to the cause. This year, Double D's reached out. He thinks maybe we should get a team together, maybe a Mule Nation team. Actually, no, it was Anthony Ukina that had the idea. Come up with a Mule Nation team or a Bobcat Nation team. So if anyone is interested in joining that team, let me know. But I thought it would be fun. We've sponsored a team, and then we probably will do a donation too. But we love the basketball program. We love the coaches. They're always so great to us and welcoming to us. So.
Hey, congratulations to former FCHS staff member Ronnie Weinmiller.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And the Benton Rangers headed to the Final Four.
I mean, this is the only time I'll cheer for them, because go Mules. But, I mean, congratulations to Mr. Weinmiller and the Benton Rangers. That's a huge accomplishment. They were underdogs.
Yes.
Very much so. It was like number one
They were
ranked.
underdogs, I think, the last two games.
Yeah. And this was was it the number one ranked that they beat?
Was it two topless?
No, it's Pinckneyville, I think. No, they beat Pinckneyville in the sectional final.
Yeah, I think it was two topless
Central.
last night.
I was thinking
Yeah, maybe it was
Yeah,
Breeze
Breeze
Central.
Central.
Breeze Central, I think
Yeah, they
it
were
was.
the number one seed.
So that's who they beat.
So congratulations to Ronnie.
Yeah.
He's still,
Way to
he's still
go.
a punk kid.
And think about this. The Mules played Benton really close at Benton this year.
Yes, they did. We were so close.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 points.
Yeah.
That's a tough place to win.
Yeah.
It's a tough place to play.
Beautiful
Yes,
place to watch a game
It is.
from, though.
definitely. So while we're on sports,
Yeah.
let's talk before we got on air. We have a new football rule that's been released, right, for this year.
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer. You guys get out your notebooks.
It's a game changer.
Get out your notebooks so you can write this down. It's very detailed.
Yes,
How many-
It's going to be a hard one to remember.
How many flags are going to be thrown?
Oh,
violating
I'm going to buy a new one.
Are you? Okay.
Just have multiple flags, just ready.
Each team must have contrasting jerseys this year.
What?
Yeah.
Mind blown.
As if they've never done that before.
Everyone has. Every sport. You go. One team is the home team, and
That's
in the white, and the other team's in the black or the dark or the light. I've never went to a game and been like, why are they both in blacks? Why are they both in darks? But
I know
it
it
is a
happens
rule
somewhere,
now.
but-
yeah,
Of course, you have to consider the fact that we also have this thing called Chicago up there.
Oh, yeah.
That they also govern. So.
yeah, it's true. Maybe it is more of an issue.
But that's it this year.
In North
Couldn't believe it. I
Illinois.
thought maybe
That's it.
that's
really.
it. I thought maybe we'd have some uncatchable ball or something like that coming down, but nope.
And that is that's a hard thing as a referee. I know we've talked about like the ref and umpire shortages that the IHSA have, but it's hard to learn all the rules. And then every year there's going to be some adjustments
It
to
is.
those rules. So, we always say we have a good view, right? And people are very quick to judge if a call's missed
No.
or right. I know, brand new
Surely not.
information. We always try to be very supportive because you're on the field. You can only see so much.
Yeah, I
or
mean,
you
your
have a
field of
different-
vision, you have 22
Right.
kids out there.
Yeah, you're not going to catch everything. But to be able to call those anyways, and then to remember, and I mean that takes a special mind.
So I think on Mule Nation this coming fall, I'm going to do a deep dive on a rule each week.
Okay.
I love
like
that. Yeah, I love
like
it
it.
because Ken's gonna.
Maybe there's something that you didn't understand that.
Yes, Ken and Mark are gonna be our main FCHS football Mule Nation guys. So we're excited about that. They both provide a plethora of football knowledge, and Ken has the background of how many years have you done football?
40.
40 years of refereeing football games. So it will be great. And, that's something I would do because I'm sitting there as I watched as a high school girlfriend. You know, I watched football then.
Sure.
I've watched NFL, but I never really paid attention to rules and stuff like that until we started Mule Nation.
Mm-hmm.
So I would ask Mark questions on air. Wait, why is it that way? Or can you explain what that was?
Or if you watch it Sunday
Or-
afternoon and then carry that over to Friday night, which a
Yes.
lot of people do.
Right. It's not the
totally
same.
different.
Just like, you know, the NBA and high school basketball and college basketball, they all have their own set of rules. So anyways, but I would get feedback on that. People enjoyed
Yeah.
learning because they may not know either.
Worked at a station one time. Actually, went to a church one time when we lived up north that had a football 101 class for whoever it was, you know, geared toward
That's fun.
the women,
Yeah.
but it was for whoever wanted to go.
Right.
And we brought in Bob Spoo from Eastern.
Yep.
He came down and was one of the speakers. We brought in some referees, some other coaches.
This
You
is
know,
giving me an
just-
RJ on Main event
Yeah, I mean,
idea
yeah.
right here. Because that is great. I mean,
Because, I mean, how many times do you sit around on Sunday?
right.
It used to, we had a
watching
rules
football?
meeting every fall, and the coaches were mandatory that they attend.
Yes.
That doesn't happen anymore. They do an
Really?
online thing the same as
Oh,
we do.
okay.
But,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
But there are
It
plenty of-
almost.
there are plenty of coaches out there that
Yes.
will
There's-
translate the NFL game into the high school.
Yes.
level.
Yeah.
It's-
I mean, when you hear a varsity high school football coach, and he's going like this, which means an uncatchable ball, and you have to go over and say, Coach, that's not a rule in high school. That's
Okay.
college and professional.
So you mentioned uncatchable ball, and I wasn't sure.
I mean,
So
it's an
what's
uncatchable pass.
the NFL like? If it's too high,
Yeah,
if it's thrown,
if it's not catchable.
okay, and that's a
You know,
penalty because they were just trying to get rid of the ball before they got the sack, right? Oh, interesting.
It's not as easy.
Oh, yeah.
Cut and dried. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's cut and dried, but just when you think something's easy, then something will happen. and
Right.
Like, wait a minute,
Wait.
what just happened?
Yeah, and you have to, and that's why you have multiple ones too. Not just, I mean, I know it's for the field coverage, and you know, like you said, you can't see all of
I
them
know
at the
that
same time.
I know
but-
that the rules committee is looking really hard at the kicking game because that's where most injuries occur because you've got kids going full throttle
Oh yeah.
into each other,
Yeah.
and I don't know what they're going to do, but
Yeah.
I know in high school I broke some ribs on a
Oh, really?
on a kickoff return
Uh-huh.
because I was punt return. It was a punt. I was on punt team, and I'm going down watching the ball,
Yep.
and I just get laid out by somebody.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I mean, it happens a lot.
or you hear somebody say, hit somebody. Well, I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to look across there. I'm going to find the smallest kid over there, and I'm going to whack him. And unfortunately, everybody else is too. So
Right. Yeah. That can be.
Yeah.
I don't know
It
what
does.
I don't know what they're going to do. But remember the old XFL? They put one from each team on the goal line and put the ball out at the 50-yard line, and they went out and whoever recovered it
Yeah,
got the ball first.
That reminds me of like the grade school games of like Red Rover, Red
Yeah.
Rover. Hey, try to break an arm, and if you break an arm, you won. You know what I mean? Like, or dodgeball. Do they still get to play dodgeball in
Who
school?
knows? Probably not.
No.
I don't know.
Take away all the fun.
Yeah.
We went over to the hockey game on Saturday over in Evansville,
Yeah.
and during one of the intermissions between periods, they had dodgeball on the ice.
Oh my gosh, that's
Man.
funny.
Those are fun.
Oh
that's
my
fun.
God.
Hockey games.
Yes.
At one
Yes.
point, during one of the periods during a media timeout, they dressed up 5 guys in taco suits and let them race across the ice
Hey.
to promote
Taco
someplace that
Bell,
sold
maybe?
tacos. Yeah. It was so
Hey,
much fun.
I was gonna say whatever's entertaining, you know.
It
That
was, it was so much more fun watching the fans because we had seats right like third row from the ice.
oh, nice.
And there are some pretty hardcore fans
Yeah.
down in that area.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll
We
put in
had,
a plug for what the SCHS board did last night.
Oh
I
yeah.
hired a young man's name is Peyton Bates.
Okay.
He's from Cesar originally. Standout athlete there. He's
I remember him.
he's
It's been
a-
about
he's-
5 or 6 years ago.
he's a
right?
starting quarterback at Greenville this year, and he's going to be on staff at Fairfield
For the football.
this fall. I don't know if he'll coach
Oh,
football
okay.
or not. I'm sure he probably will. but-
Yeah.
But, he'll be the social science teacher.
Well, very cool.
So I said you need young people like that in our community. So
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds like a good hire.
It's a win-win for everyone, it sounds like. That's very awesome.
We'll get that Red Devil blood out of it.
Yeah.
He'll be a Mules fan before we know it.
He'll be true red.
Yeah.
Yes.
As opposed to that
Crimson
whatever
or
color that is, purple, red, or whatever.
One thing I wanted to say too, Double D mentioned he would like to see football jerseys have an easy to read numbers. Some numbers are so hard to read from a far away distance, and that's something we struggle with.
Oh, yeah.
On Mule Nation, they have this outline on them,
Mm-hmm.
and then like it's like a dark outline with a dark number on the inside or whatever, and it's like
Believe it or not,
Mark doesn't have the best vision.
there's a whole
I
chapter in the
do.
rule book on that. And,
Really?
and I think they've given them plenty of lead time because a lot of schools can't afford to just pop up the dough for it.
Right.
But I think next year
Is the deadline?
it has to have contrasting
Yeah,
colors,
because it's
no hoop-de-doo,
yeah.
like lightning bolts or something
yeah,
like that. It's just
patterns.
got to be plain. And
yeah,
I
yeah.
did a game one year when I was up north. It was Mount Zion.
Okay.
They were red and black jerseys, but it was red and black camouflage.
Oh yeah.
And the numbers were just outlined in white, and that was it.
Oh
and you
my
could not
God.
read them.
It's camouflage. You can't see it. You know.
Of course, it was radio. It was radio only, so I could just make it up.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yep.
Did a game one year in the Mud Bowl.
Oh my
Remember,
gosh.
several years ago, it rained. Remember, it rained so much they canceled a lot of first-round playoff games.
But not here.
we got to our game.
but not in Effingham.
Okay.
Okay, the opposing team shows up. They're in all white uniforms.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, by the third play of the game, you couldn't see numbers for either team.
So you're just saying positions.
I'm just saying. I'm making up names.
You're telling on
I
yourself.
I knew that somebody named Johnson or Jones
Right.
was a running back, and
You're
See my
guessing
hand
it
up?
might be.
I lost. We were
going up there.
we were at Bloomington Catholic, and it rained. We got there, and they had a helicopter out on the field sitting
Trying to
there,
dry
trying
it?
to dry it.
Are you
I actually had a
serious?
shoe come off.
When you were
That's how
running.
bad it was.
Oh my
Well, I remember
gosh.
a
It was
couple
bad.
years
Can you not
ago-
wear muck boots
It
when
was
you're running?
terrible.
A couple of years ago, the Mules went down to Christopher
Yeah.
on a Thursday night.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Poured down.
Well, it was the year of the big hurricane, and we got all that rain.
Uh-huh.
So we go down there, and Anthony Hargrove is the coach down there. Played for the Rams, okay? And I look out on the field. Anthony's got almost like muck boot hip waders on.
Yeah. Up to his knee.
Because on the sidelines, there's water this deep.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
And then the players are out there trying to.
I think they're in what the third quarter. They finally said no moss.
they did not even come out after
Let's
halftime.
go home.
Wow.
They ended, well, the Mules were up big.
Yeah.
Really big, and instead of trying to brave the rain, possibly somebody getting hurt because it's that slippery and that wet. it's
Right. You
pretty
could
easy
tear
somebody
an
could get
ACL
hurt.
real fast in that
Yeah.
if your foot
Yep.
gets stuck.
So they just canceled it at halftime. But it was just I look out, there's Anthony Hargrove running across the field
And muck boots.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about that. So that was Christopher, right?
That was Christopher.
And they had Anthony Hargrove, who used to play for the Rams,
Mm-hmm.
and then he quit or got fired or whatever, and they went to they had a real young coach,
Yeah.
right?
Actually,
He's gone.
And he's gone. Like they've had a big turnover
I think
here
they had,
recently.
their seniors this past year were on their third coach.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Fairfield
thinking.
went through that several years ago, and
Before Townsend came in.
and the program shows. I
Yeah.
mean, if you don't have continuity
Right.
in your program,
Well, I mean, think about everyone has a different way to coach. Everyone has different tactics, different plays. Our seniors have had, for a long time, have had 4 years
Yeah.
of Coach Townsend. And I know just talking to them, with the JFL, which are very active in the JFL, and they'd like to even get continuity, more
Yes.
so even
I mean, we
from
run
their...
in the JFL program. Our 7th and 8th graders run their offense.
Yeah, which is
a lighter
but
form,
it's,
but
it's
the same thing.
brilliant. It's brilliant because you're just helping,
Yes.
prepare these guys to go into
And that's the
this-
job of the JFL program.
Yes,
It's
and-
not the wins and losses,
right.
Fine.
We're getting you ready.
but we
for
want them to
high
have so much
school.
fun that they can't wait to play next year.
Yeah, yeah, and football definitely is it's just the sport around here. Football and I'd say volleyball, are really stepping
Speaking of
out.
volleyball, how about those Jasper Polecats?
Oh, yeah.
24-0-1, big tournament this weekend.
Let's go. And shout out to Center Street as well. My little niece, Grayson, is... she's playing.
We're pretty
but
fortunate out there. We have Chet Snyder as our coach.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you're
Wow.
very, very fortunate with that.
That makes a
Chet's-
huge difference.
Chet is great. Double D wanted me to say Cesar Valier has a solid football program. Give credit to John Shadowins for that.
John's been there.
Didn't
Since
hurt.
Shep
Didn't
was
hurt.
a pup.
They had a good program, and
Before.
then they brought in Mike Rood.
Mike
who
Rood, I don't know
was-
of anybody ever that has more love for high school football. than Mike
Really?
Rood.
Oh, I know.
That's
he's
a
been
lot
around.
coming from you because
He
I feel
eats,
like
sleeps, and breathes
I mean,
football.
Wow.
50 plus years, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, easily. I mean,
wow.
he
and
coached-
is he from Cesar Valier?
Actually, I think he lives in like Johnston City, somewhere down in
Well,
there.
he coached Marion for a long time.
He's coached
Then I think he
everywhere.
went to Johnston City. He went to Vienna
Wow.
and actually took Vienna to the playoffs.
Hey, the playoffs?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to win a game.
Every time I see
I
that,
can't.
every time I see that commercial,
I know. I love it.
and Tino's like, "What? Do you not? Do
You don't
not
remember
that?"
I wasn't even a sports person back then, and that was just classic.
Do you
The
not
playoffs.
remember Jim
The
Mora doing that?
playoffs. Seattle
That's
Seahawks,
classic.
right? Or no?
Colts. He was with the Colts at
Colts,
the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
look on his face.
I know.
How dumb? Yeah, how dumb are you for asking me this question? Oh, that's great. That's a classic right
It
there.
is.
But yeah, he was. I mean, I think he was at JC for a while too.
Yeah, he's
and
been
then
everywhere.
He went to Cesar.
Wow.
He retired for a little bit. And
When
I-
you have the love
actually-
for the game like
he's,
that, you just can't stay out of
Actually,
it.
I think I know he's got one son that is a coach somewhere, and I don't know where.
Coach,
He's a piece of work.
Coach Rude coached at Anna Jonesboro from 77 to 82 from Double D.
Okay.
That was before my time. I was just the sparkle in my daddy's eye.
Again, rub
He's
it in. Rub it
he's
in.
been around everywhere, Southern Illinois. The
I'm-
guy's phenomenal.
I am just going to bring some salt.
Right.
Every time you mention
Just
that,
put
you
it in
just
your wound.
Put it in, if I have
Listen,
a
I
cut, I'm
can't-
just going to let you throw it in there.
I can't catch a break with this guy. I was going on vacation. I got in trouble every time I mentioned Jamaica or vacation.
Did
now
you know
it's my age.
that there was? I was going to send it to you. Did you know they had a travel advisor
yeah,
for Jamaica?
level
when you
3.
went?
Yeah.
Ah.
Ah.
I had to tell my mom. I had to
It's a
promise.
free trip. Now, come on.
I had to
It's
promise.
sunny and there's a beach. I'm going.
I'm going. It was free too. We won it through Noah's work. Shout out Walter's Buildings. We had a great time, but my mom was very worried. She's a
I'm
worry
sure she was.
wart, and I had to promise her we're gonna stay on the resort. We're not gonna leave. It's gonna be fine. We did. I told her this, but we did leave one day. I had to go to there was a market right down the road. I had to go and get some things, and the other people told us, "Oh, it's just right there. Just go walk. It's not a far walk. Just go walk." We made it about 100 feet, and Noah turns back to me and he goes, "Let's get a cab," because
Yeah.
it's a little intimidating. Everyone, honestly, that we met was so friendly and so nice. Great. I talked to there's a lot of people out on the beach selling things and stuff, and I talked to some of them, and I was like, "You guys probably hate us, don't you? Like, here we are,
No.
coming
That's
to
their
this resort."
That's their livelihood.
And that's what they said. They're all about one love there. You know, they're like, we have no hate. We have no hate for you. One love. Like without Torres and without you guys being here, you know, we're so thankful for you. So shout out to Jamaica. Great vacation. But yeah, I did have to break my rule and leave the resort for a minute, and we quickly got back.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But what else we got? What else we got to talk about today?
Also, you talk about coaches.
Yes.
Uh,
I love Ken. He's so prepared. He's got a little note
about-
over here.
Tammy Austin. I think if anybody at FCH's winning percentage of coaches,
Yeah.
I'm going to go. My money's going to be on Tammy Austin. They're FCHS varsity scholastic team, regional champs.
Nice. That's awesome. And how long has she been coaching that? I think since I was in high
Been there
school.
quite a while.
Yeah.
They
I
are
think Miss
very-
Monge, did Miss Monge do it before?
did.
And then Tammy took over
She kinda
probably
mentored-
2003.
mentored Tammy, and
Yeah.
They are very, very successful.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they deserved a fire truck ride through town like anybody else
Oh, they didn't get
I
one.
agree.
Oh, I'm sure they didn't.
Yeah. That's that's really something we're trying to focus on with Mule Nation too, is giving more credit to these sports that aren't, really acknowledged as much, and
yeah.
then the drama and music
Yeah.
department.
did. Wasn't that awesome?
And yeah,
I know Justin Townsend. I don't know how many times that I'll get a text during a game. Hey, can you mention that
this is coming up.
this is coming up, or so and so won this at the Black Diamond Conference meet? I think we got a
Yeah.
Scholastic Bowl. I got
Yeah.
a text about the Scholastic
Yeah.
Bowl team this year.
Coach Townsend does a great job
Oh, yeah.
of, and doing the Facebook updates and, just letting people know
Oh yeah.
what's going on. But yeah, congratulations to Tammy Austin and the Scholastic Bowl team on
Riley Edwards makes
third
the
team.
third team,
Yeah.
IBCA.
Congratulations, Riley.
That's a great accomplishment.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all her mama and sister bragging on her on Facebook, and as they should. That is a great accomplishment.
FCHS graduation, May the 11th.
May 11th.
5 o'clock on the football field because the gym will be
Oh.
unrecognizable.
Under construction, yeah.
And if it's bad weather, the backup plan, Center Street School.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know. Well, I'm excited to have it on the football field. I like a
Yeah.
good graduation
It would
on
be
the
nice
football
to have it
field.
out there.
Yes, definitely.
That's all I got. Some of my notes.
Those are
I'm
your
done with my
notes.
notes.
I just mentioning the gym remodel. We were talking about jersey numbers and how they're hard to read. Have you seen those gym floors like in the NBA and college?
Yes.
Where it's like I think Oregon has the
Oregon.
whole
Like pine trees
pine
and all that
trees.
stuff.
And I'm like, how can you see the?
I'm like, there's a 3-point line out there somewhere.
But it's hidden. I mean, it's hard to see. Like, I feel bad for the refs in those games.
It's
You'd think that
crazy.
would be something they should.
I didn't realize, but the floor that they're going to take up down there is the original.
No
floor.
way.
Really?
But they just
They keep refinishing
yeah,
it.
keep sanding it. I don't think it could take another sand.
Yeah, it's gonna.
But they're going all the way down. Somebody had mentioned that they should cut up squares of that floor and sell it.
Hey.
Raise some money for the program.
Yeah.
Once again, we can do a telethon.
Yeah,
Retro
But,
style. I love that.
they're
Would it be a
It's-
telethon
it's
or
gonna
a
be nice.
podcast-a-thon?
Yeah, podcast-a-thon for sure. But
It's
we'll
gonna-
get our phone line working
Yeah.
so we can.
it's going to be really nice.
Yeah.
It's needed a facelift, and so
And I
There's,
believe they're working on. There's going to be some bleacher changes
Yes.
too.
They're gonna take out a portion of the bleachers on the upper tier and where the steps are,
put in handrails.
and they're going to put in handrails. I mean, I think
They-
they're gonna-
they need 'em.
I think Z told me they were going to 40 seats. I
Yeah.
don't think it's a major
They
amount
need
of
to-
seats they're going to lose.
Right. No, she said.
Because
it's
they need the
very-
handrails. Trust me. You get up after sitting for that long, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
just hang on there. I mean,
Try carrying all that equipment up there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't want to bounce
We-
down these stairs and break a hip.
We
Yeah.
struggle, and honestly, that's one of the things with Mule Nation. We've had grandparents reach out and just say we're thankful for it because
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
hard for us to get up the stairs, get up the bleachers, inside or outside.
I'm I think Coach mentioned they were going to put, they're going to run, internet lines all over.
Ethernet,
if
baby.
If you want to
New,
add a little something, we need a Mule Nation booth right behind the scores. page.
Yes.
That would be incredible.
They have
Fingers
a,
crossed.
what else I see they're going to do? LED screens. So it'll be nice.
That will be really nice.
New sound system.
Yeah.
That way, when somebody's up there singing on stage, like you can actually,
Yeah.
I mean, the quality of their voice,
Yes.
you can actually hear it.
Yeah.
I heard while I was in Jamaica, was there a performance of Black Betty?
There was.
I missed the reunion tour of Black Betty.
I was down on the floor,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I hear it. And I look up. There's somebody there's a gong. They're singing.
Oh my gosh.
So as I'm walking back up to the booth, I saw Z. I said, "You brought it back." And all she did was smile.
Smile.
It was
So
great.
was it the original? Was it Turbo?
No.
Anthony
No,
Zerlini
it was,
and
no,
and
it was
Bo?
Josh Lipsay and the group.
Okay, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping for the reunion tour of Bo Tatum and Yeah, Anthony Zerlini, a.k.a. Turbo. But
Where did the
love
turbo
it.
come from?
I have no idea.
Okay. We
That was
Probably sure
something-
there's a story there
There was
somewhere.
that was
Yeah.
a nickname when he came into
Yeah.
high school when I met him. I feel like that's what I just always heard him called.
Okay.
So let us know, Turbo. You want to give us a weather recap, and then we'll go into local
I can.
sports.
It was quite a morning.
What,
You
toad
know?
strangler?
Yeah.
Is that what we call it?
Gully washer,
Gully
toad
wa-
strangler, raining cats and dogs.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah, a little bit of hail, pea-sized hail.
Yeah.
I mean, I walked out. We had, on the back, we have there's a tin, just an awning.
Right.
An awning, and it's just,
Been banging on that.
and I'm going,
You bet.
is that hail?
I love a good rain on a tin roof. We have
Yeah.
a tin roof carport right outside our bedroom window, so best sleeping you
Yeah,
can
you
get
bet.
right there.
Well, yesterday was just perfect.
Yeah, gorgeous. A little windy.
A little bit windy.
We took pictures for Murder Mystery. We always get dressed up in our outfits for our Murder Mystery dinner.
Mhm.
So we're out at the fairgrounds taking pictures. Kirsten and I had wrap dresses on. It was windy. We were spending our positioning was basically how do we hold our dresses down for these
Get some
photos.
Velcro on them.
At this point, forget the hair. I mean, I look like a little boy because it's just all blown back like this, and I'm just holding my dress down. A little windy, but beautiful.
Cloudy skies today, 62. I mean,
High at 62 or
High-
62 right now?
62 right now.
Okay.
High of 68 today.
Nice.
Are going to see some rain throughout the day. 63 tomorrow, 61 on Thursday. Rain on Friday and Saturday. Temps drop into the 50s for Sunday. And then slowly creep back up into the upper 60s throughout next week.
All righty. I'm okay with that. We're getting
I think
close
the-
to that San
I think-
Diego.
I think the rain is probably not a bad thing with all the fire danger we've had.
Right. Yeah.
Yesterday it was so windy.
Mm-hmm.
We had to...
How windy was it?
It was so windy. No, but no, we're we had to drive over to Mount Carmel for a doctor's appointment.
Uh-huh.
We're coming back, and somebody's burning leaves.
Oh, my.
You
can't.
Yep.
and it wasn't like in town.
Yeah.
It was
Out.
on Highway 15 as you're headed back. And there's a lot of trees,
Oh, yeah.
and they're just burning away.
And fields that can catch up
Yeah.
real fast. And, yeah. That's interesting. Windy, by the way.
At least all the Texas wildfire dust is off my car.
Oh, my gosh. I need
crazy.
I need to run mine through the car wash still, but Wendy is a name I just can't get behind. Can you imagine having the name Wendy?
Windy.
And as much as people talk about wind and windy, and wouldn't you think people are talking to you all the time?
Wasn't there? There used to be a song.
Everyone knows it's association.
Yeah.
Okay. Rita, I remember I was thinking back to Book when I was thinking of like baby names for Book. Rita Book. I always thought that would be a
Yeah,
good.
that would be a good one. I never thought about that.
Read a book.
Shout out to the books, You can use that if you want. Read a book.
Read a book. Or they have a sign outside
solid.
their house that said the book's library.
All right, let's go into a recap of local sports for the week.
There wasn't much.
No Mule Nation games. They start next week, so we'll get into that here in a second. But we had on 3-1 Bobcats sweep a doubleheader from St. Charles Community College. That was our home opener for softball.
That was quite the doubleheader.
Yeah.
Bobcats were up big. St. Charles came back, and the Bobcats won in.
Was there a triple play in that game?
That was the next game.
The
Yeah.
second game, So first game, Bobcats ended up winning 6-5.
Second
Carly
game-
Bean was the winning pitcher, and also had a grand slam home run. So, and then game 2.
It ended up being the game ended on a double play, an outfield assist from center field. The game ends on that one, and the Bobcats win by 1 again.
5-4.
Yeah.
Kaylee Halsema picked up the save, and the Bobcats improved to 4-3-1 with the wins. Then on 3-2, that's when the Bobcats softball split a doubleheader with Wren Lake, which was their
That's-
first conference matchup for the year.
That's when they had the triple play.
Yeah, they let's see. Rend Lake won the first game 4-2, and the second game, Frontier topped Rend Lake 11-3. Riley Cunningham was the winning pitcher in that game. Carly Bean hit a grand slam and a solo home run, and then AJ Hollowell also had a solo homer. Bobcats defense ended their second game with a triple play. We did make a little reel out of that and posted it on Bobcat Nation if you want to go and check that out and like and share it. Give the Bobcats softball team a little bit
That's rare. A triple play is rare.
I mean, if you watch the reel, and God love Double D, I mean, he was confused. You know what I mean? Because you see it happening, and you're like, wait. He goes, triple play? Like it's a question mark.
Yeah.
You're like, triple play?
It's rare in baseball. It's almost unheard of in softball.
It was just a very confused base running situation there, in my opinion. I'm no sports analyst by any means, but I think it was awesome that the Bobcats paid attention and took advantage of that opportunity and executed. And way to go, Bobcat softball. I'm telling you, I say it every time we talk about the Bobcat softball team. If you have not been out to watch them, if you have not caught a game on Bobcat Nation, they are so fun to watch, as well as Bobcats baseball.
And, Bobcats baseball went down and
they went
took
to
on Gaston.
Gaston College in
And
North Carolina.
They were in the top 3, I think, in the country, and they played them to
17 innings, game 1 win against Gaston College. They ended up losing 7-8, but 17 innings. And Coach McHugh said it is, maybe it was Coach McHugh or their assistant coach, but they said it was the best game of baseball they've ever watched. For them to come back, take it to 17 innings, like that makes me think of the Cubs World Series game. It was like they just kept fighting. And, ended up losing, but 17 innings they fought. And then game 2, they lost 6-5 in the bottom of the 6th due to weather conditions, which always stinks when a game has to end, especially when it's that close.
You lose by 1 run.
To
in a doubleheader to number 2 or 3 in the country.
Yeah, shout out.
There's a lot of...
There's losses and then there's quality losses.
Yeah, you can't be mad at your team for that.
No.
I mean, we didn't get to watch it. We don't travel with the team, sadly, to these, wonderful locations, but one of these days, maybe.
Well, they don't have room on the airplane for you.
Yeah, right? Their private jet. Come on. No.
The Bobcat liner.
I like it one of these days. The athletics program is still pretty new here. We'll get there. But, shout out to them. Coach has to be pretty proud of those losses. March 4th, which was yesterday, softball went 0-2 at East Central. Let's see, Bobcats lost 9-7. And then game 2 went 8 innings, and they lost 11-12. So it sounds like hard-fought games
East
there.
Central's got a pretty good program.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, we have a new program in the realm of college softball and baseball. We are so new.
What are we looking at? 2016.
I think it might have even been later than that. I want to say we're only at 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So, shout out.
Double D will know.
Yeah, Double D. Let us know when when Frontier Athletics started.
He'll probably tell you the date and the time of the first game, how long it went, and the score.
I know. Him and Alec Vaughn, they're on it. I don't know. It makes me happy having people that pay so much attention and can remember all that stuff. But I was thinking back to Mike Dree, when he made the T-shirts when he was president out of the college. Out here, you. And then also undefeated since 19, whatever year that was founded. I'm like, that is, marketing person. I appreciated those shirts. That was creative and very fun, which, that was Mike. He was very creative and fun.
I saw a video the other day of his grandson making a basket, like a 3-pointer. He just heaved it. He's a little bitty kid. And I told I think it was Andy. I said, I see a Mike Dreeth smile.
Yeah. We still talk about Mike about every week at Rotary. There's always one of us that we go for the meal, we go for, the socialization, and then we've got to run because we have something else. We miss the speaker. And when Mike was alive, it was always called pulling a mic, because he had to go. He was mayor. He was busy. We're pulling a Mike. We got to leave. And Mike would always say, I'm pulling a Megan Taylor.
Or a Connor.
Yes. So now, Connor will do it, or I'll do it, or Megan, or whatever. And so, Connor always says, I'm pulling a Megan. I'm like, I got to pull a Mike today. We still give him credit for, I know he's smiling down, laughing about that, because, we sure missed the guy. But upcoming broadcast on Mule Nation and Bobcat Nation. Not a lot this week. Next week, we're going to pick up crazy, but Thursday, 3/7, we do have Bobcats baseball versus Shawnee Community College. That game starts at 2 p.m.
I believe so, yes.
So come out to F&B Field and watch Bobcats baseball live, or you can tune in on YouTube. Bobcat Nation, we're over 1,000 subscribers now on Bobcat Nation.
When are we eating?
I know. I told the coaches to let me know when works for them, but we did a final push. I told the kids I'd give them a free meal.
You know what it is?
I'm telling you.
10 boxes of cereals and 2
I was gonna say.
2 gallons of milk.
All right, everyone, we're going to Dollar Tree. Pick out the best you can find. Only 2 items a person. No, we're shout out to Danny. We're going to take them out to La Fuente. Those college kids love them some La Fuente Mexican food. So we're either going to rent out the whole restaurant, or we're going to, have to.
Danny's going to be our guest coming up
in a
little bit, couple of weeks.
Tell you what,
it'll be a good one.
I'm laying for that boy.
Yeah.
He hurt me the other night at my birthday party.
I saw he gave you a shot of tequila. Was that what hurt you?
It wasn't. No, it was the darn pepper I had to take a big bite of.
Oh.
And then he's standing behind me with a glass of milk.
Oh.
This thing was hot.
Why would he do this to you? You tell him you're old.
Oh, he said, he whispered, he goes, you're going to hate me. Well, you're right.
Did I ever tell you what they did to Tina on her birthday a couple years ago?
What?
Oh, man. They come out, they give her shot of tequila. And they're singing her happy birthday. Well, Ronaldo. He's standing behind her with a handful of whipped cream.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I thought was going to happen. And I thought, no. He said, no. You should drink this, then take a bite of the pepper.
Do you know what kind of pepper it was?
I think it was just he said.
Jalapeno.
It was a jalapeno, but he said, this bunch is really, really hot.
That's my biggest frustration with jalapenos. I love a jalapeno. But you never know if it's going to be completely mild, give you no heat, or if it's going to burn your mouth.
Usually if you take the seeds and that membrane out, they're usually okay.
Sometimes
they're not.
Yeah, and I like them spicy, but I always, get whatever I get, and then I'm always like, add jalapenos to it, because I'm a glutton for punishment.
Next time you're out there, if it's wing night, try the wings.
Okay.
I've never had wings there.
See, I only do boneless wings, though.
Oh,
I can't.
These were really good.
Can't do it.
These were really good, though.
Double D pointed out that Frontier Athletics actually started with golf and cross country, and he does believe that was in 2016. So I think they tried that for a few years. And then I'm not sure what was next, if baseball and softball came next or volleyball came next, but we're thankful to have that, and hopefully we're going to raise some funds, enough funds to get this big expansion, new gym, but raise the funds for the expansion as well.
I think they're pretty optimistic about it.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. If I had money, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'm recommending, if you do, make a donation to the Frontier Foundation, because it will be beneficial to all of us. Anyone that has kids, grandkids, and youth sports, that's something that can be utilized out there. If you're a pickleball fan, that's something that can be played out there, and it will be great for our tourism in the town to be able to provide more volleyball tournaments with Chet Snyder, because right now they're playing them at the high school and at the Center Street gym.
Yeah, last week we had them hosted some at Jasper.
Yeah, so just
because
having
the high school wasn't available because of the play.
Right. So having more space to do that, and a lot of the other IECC schools are farther along, in the athletic program, so they do have the regulation basketball court, which is something that we'd be able to get with this too. So contact Sarah Rush and make your donation. Let's go into local and birthdays really fast, and then we'll get to the question of the day. Happy birthday. I missed this one last week. Wyatt McCormick, happy birthday to him on Saturday, 3/2. And Sunday 3-3, I'm not sure that I mentioned Landon Harrelson, so happy birthday to Landon. Yesterday, happy birthday 3-4 to Malia Rourke Vaughn. And Elizabeth Leif Wells, happy first birthday, Eli. Today, March 5th, happy birthday to our very own Latrell Snyder. Always doing great work on the camera for Mule Nation. Happy birthday to Jim Miles, Addison Harrelson, and happy anniversary to Josh and Whitney Atwood. Tomorrow, happy birthday Jerry Elkelberry, Austin Gibbs, Lacey Hooper Chapman. On Thursday 3-7, happy birthday to Kimberly Hutchison, Quentin Clevenger, and Julie Musgrave. Friday 3-8, happy birthday to Irma Jessup. Known her since I was a little preschooler. Happy birthday, Irma. Saturday 3-9, happy birthday to Adam Vaughn, MJ Lear, Lori No, Justin Hodges, Tyler Camp, and my sweet cousin Sarah Wise. Happy birthday, Sarah. Sunday 3-10, happy birthday to Katie Vaughn Fox. Olivia Stamp, you may know her.
I know her.
Happy birthday, Olivia. Laura Desch, Kayla Warren, Hillary Vaughn, Dustin Shepard, Paul Brunsma, Dr. Paul out of the college, and happy birthday to Kelly Simpson. Happy birthday, everyone. If you have a birthday or anniversary you'd like to submit, send it to rjontheair@raylanjames.com. All right, let's go into it. Question of the day. Ken Otey came up with this, and I love it. It's a great question. What is the greatest sports moment in Wayne County history? Give me your opinions, boys. You haven't been in Wayne County for a long time,
there's a lot
so.
of them. I mean, you think outside the box. You think of the Tetrick brothers.
Yes.
I mean, you think of harness racing. He's the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
Wayne County Speed Shop.
Yeah.
As far as athletics, one of my top ones would be Dakota Young coming back and draining a 3-pointer after his accident. I mean, that was a moment, in that gym. I mean, it was absolutely electric. The dead silence. That ball was in the air for, I swear, for a minute and a half.
It's just everyone's holding their
Just
breath.
like, oh, please. It's kind of like you see the videos of the manager that gets in the last game of the season and drains a 3. It's one of those moments.
Yeah.
And but boy, there's been a good one. The one thing that I think, and several people will remember it and some won't, 1971, I believe, or it might have been 1970, Fairfield had a really, really good basketball team. Dave Warren, Mike Allen, Terry Taylor, Larry Heflin, and we were playing Lawrenceville. Huge. I mean, to say the word rivalry that defined it. And the gym, the Mule Barn was packed. I think Fred Book was the fire chief then. He finally told me, he goes, "You can't sell any more tickets."
Oh my God.
They're sitting in the aisles. They're everywhere.
Wow.
Because he was scared to death that something was going to happen. And right at about the middle of the first quarter, it was Charlie Bootman from Lawrenceville punched Larry Heflin on the floor. That did it, man. Crowd on the floor. It was exciting for a few minutes.
That is so cool. That was Carrie Book mentioned that one as her moment in Wayne County.
It was, but there's been several, and there'll be several more.
Oh yeah.
I can't get my Facebook to work right now. I don't know if it's down or if someone has hacked my account, which is super fun and scary to think about.
I do know, for me, probably that final drive at North Mac last year in the football playoffs.
That's a good one.
That is exciting. From the past year, Jay Snyder and his layup at Carmine, after being down by 16. They come back and win it on that one. Jake Easton, a 3 at the buzzer to send that game to overtime.
Ooh, that was a good one too. Someone also mentioned, I'm still trying to pull these up, but someone else mentioned Peggy Durst when she started the softball program, and I believe they made it to regionals or sectionals or state that first year, which is awesome. So, it takes people like her.
My wife was on the original FCHS tennis team, women's tennis team.
Wow.
Like was it? Like it was about 39, something like that. 1939, maybe later.
Now you're in trouble.
You.
I won't even go home.
Oh, you are gonna be in trouble.
She was on the original Racketeer.
Racketeer. So what were the Racketeers? Dance team? Or
I don't remember. She was. I mean, no, she was of the FCHS women's tennis Racketeers.
Oh, okay. You know, Robinson, when I grew up there, they had dance teams. We don't really have. We just have cheer.
And they're competitive cheer now, which I think is awesome.
It's so cool. Shout out to.
When I was in high school, we had 3 or 4 different with cheerleaders. Then we had the Cadettes, which was like the dance team.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had the Mat Maids, which was wrestling cheerleaders.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was a bigger school then.
You probably couldn't use the word mat maids now because
No,
that's not politically correct.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was a
Before
little
long,
bit bigger school than we had here.
Before long, the mules will be getting offended.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
Don't call me.
Don't we have enough problems in the state of Illinois with having to worry about schools and their mascots? I mean,
Right?
really? That's all you got? Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
I know. Well, I'm sorry that I can't read other answers because I cannot get into my Facebook. Are you going to look and see if you
I'm
can
gonna
pull
try.
it up really fast? I'm hoping it's a worldwide Facebook issue right now and that I didn't just lose
A lot of people getting hacked.
my Facebook account because it's connected to a
Get
lot
out of your mom's basement and get a job.
things. Oh my goodness. So that's fun. We'll wait real fast, see if Mark can. Is your Facebook working?
Not really.
One thing that
Okay.
that a few people are working on
It says
now
log in.
is
Okay.
a Mules Hall of Fame
Oh, I
or
like.
Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I like that. You go to a lot of schools. I went to that wrestling match down in where was it? Johnston City? Is that where I went?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the BDC meet. Yeah.
Yes, and they had a wall, and it was just the Hall of Fame.
And I think hopefully
Love that.
with the remodel and we
Yeah.
can find some space there.
Yeah.
I know they're moving out some of the trophies and
Right.
and
And that's the thing, like, it doesn't have, it could even be a TV that goes through
Yes.
slides, images. It doesn't have to take up a whole lot of space. You don't have to have a whole building where you can keep adding to. You
I've
can,
been
you
working
know what
with
I
some
mean?
people at Edwards County. They have an excellent one there. And the way they do it, they have 2 individuals. They have an early one, like from 20s, 30s, because Fairfield sports has been around a long time.
Yes.
Because I remember Rita's dad, Raymond George, played in the 30s. Mm-hmm. And he would say that they go to Carmi, they take the train.
Really?
Down, and then they have transportation into Carmi.
Wow,
So it's
that's so cool. Yeah.
a lot of good stories there.
Definitely. That's a guest we should get on here as well, like the Historical Society. I think that would be a fun. I never liked history in school. Sorry, Bobby Wells, Mr. Wells, but I love local history. I love learning about, that type of stuff. So I think that'd be a fun guest. But all right, let's do some trivia questions. Ken brought us trivia questions.
It's Eclipse.
Eclipse
Trivia.
And he
And
has
E
4.
does not stand for easy.
He has forewarned us. These are going to be difficult. So
These are tough.
if you guys have an answer, feel free to chime it in the live chat. Are we going to write them down? Are we going to compete?
No, I don't have an ink pen. For
All right.
that.
Well, you can think
All
of.
right.
You can just think it in your head.
All right. Question number 1. How long is the greatest possible duration of a total solar eclipse?
You just want to say it. So we're. I think total though.
Yep.
Our totality is like what 2.5 minutes. I'm gonna say 4.5 minutes.
7 to 8 minutes.
That's right.
7 to 8.
7 minutes and 30 seconds is great as possible.
Hey.
Okay. Number 2.
And I wouldn't get any right.
During a
He
total
said maybe one.
total solar eclipse, the moon's shadow moves across the Earth at what speed?
Oh gosh.
Man. 2,800 miles per hour.
Nope.
1.
1 mile per hour? Nope. 1,000 miles per hour or faster than the speed of sound.
Okay.
Okay. Question 3. At least 2 and up to 5 eclipses occur each year, but no more than blank can be total.
Per year. No more than 1.
I'm going to go with 2.
2 is correct.
Dang it. I'm 0. 0 out of 3 so far.
The sun is how many times larger than the moon, but it's also how many times further away, making total eclipses possible.
1,000 times.
Nope.
No idea.
400. Both answers are 400. The sun is 400 times larger than the moon, but it's also 400 times further away, making total eclipses possible.
Okay. Hey, shout out to Samantha Vaughn. She did get the around 1,000 answer on the last one. It's delayed, so.
The word eclipse comes from the ancient Greek word blank, meaning abandonment.
Ancient Greek word. Samantha, I'm going to stall. Type it in. She's a Greek
Ecliptica.
person.
You're close.
Ecliptico.
Eclipsis.
Eclipses.
Ekleipsis.
Eclipsis.
Eclipsis.
All
It's like something
right.
you go to a dermatologist for.
Yeah. Got this eclipsis on my face.
Yeah.
Could you take a look at it?
It is estimated that 1 in blank people will see a total eclipse in their lifetime. 1 in how many?
Will see a total eclipse in their lifetime. So I feel like it's skewed in my brain because we've had 2 recently, but these are the only 2 that we will see in our lifetime, correct? And it won't happen again until maybe
I don't think any
question.
of us. I don't think any of us will be around for the.
And this was in the world.
Yeah.
How many? 100 million.
Oh, I'm going to say 1,000.
Correct. Very good,
I
Claire.
got one.
And we're going to see 2.
I know. Hey, we should buy a lottery ticket.
Okay.
We're lucky.
People who travel around the world to view People who travel around the world to view total solar eclipses are called what? Besides rich.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't there a long word for it?
It's like, starts with a B, doesn't it?
Nope.
No?
P?
You.
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 I don't know. Ulysses S. Grant.
You going to pay for my trip to see the eclipse?
Yeah.
Umbrophiles.
Umbrophiles. Okay, because I feel like we've talked about that before.
Actually, I thought that was a fear of umbrellas.
That's what I was thinking.
Which apparently I have. Why
Yep.
I look like a drowned rat today.
Okay. The next total solar eclipse with a duration of totality of at least 7 minutes will occur in what year? This is anywhere. 7 minutes.
Because it's not in our lifetime, right?
That's a long one. No. You better start taking better care of yourself.
Hey, technology could advance a lot by the time I'm 80, okay?
120 years.
Well, I'm looking at a year.
Hey,
Oh,
okay,
you're looking at a
specific
year. Okay.
It starts with a 2.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint.
Well, I appreciate that.
2/21/34.
Close. 2150.
Hey.
The next
He was going to guess that.
total solar eclipse with a path of totality exclusively in the United States will occur in what year?
Exclusively in the
Exclusively in the United
States.
States.
Are we still in the 2s?
We are.
All right. 2310.
2724.
Claire, I'm impressed. 2316.
Hey.
That's impressive.
I want to give a shout out to Samantha Vaughn.
I was going to say,
You're cheating.
No, she just typed Umbrophiles. We're delayed, so she just typed Umbrophiles. Like the stuff, she's very into like, Greek mythology.
I'll say she's probably on the same webpage I was
Listen,
on getting these questions.
If I had my phone, that would be cheating because typically my mother-in-law, when I was like at the radio station doing them, we get no service out there, right?
Right.
But I would leave the station and all the
all the answers are there.
I was like, dang it! I gotta connect to the Wi-Fi next time I'm out here.
Okay, and number 10, The best place in the entire world to watch the upcoming total eclipse is where?
Fairfield, the center of it all.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the plug. Y'all go and check out Solar Eclipse Fairfield2024.com. The website is live finally, and you can find out. It's alive.
I did see a guy was on there talking about a total eclipse. He said it's about like it is when there's a full moon. He said that's the best comparison he said I can give.
I'm excited. I've never seen the total. Like last time it happened, I was in Mount Vernon.
The last one, I'm like, really?
So this one's going to be crazy because literally it's going to go dark. And they say the crickets start chirping, the owls wake up. It's just such a really. Bruce Dickey was telling us.
Is there going to be a full moon?
I don't
Will
think
all the
full
crazies
sun.
come out?
Yeah.
I think for an eclipse it has to be a quarter moon.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that.
I can't believe I retained that at my advanced age.
But yes, please go check out.
And it said also that the moon is slowly drifting away from the Earth, and in 4 million years, there won't be any total eclipses. So that's pretty much a downer.
I was going to say, I hate to.
Where's the moon going?
It's further away, so you won't have the.
We've grown apart, you know? So the Earth and the moon, we've just grown apart.
Well, we just never visit there anymore.
Right.
We tried, and then it fell over.
Yeah, it's feelings are hurt. So I didn't get to events today, but I do want to give a shout out for the upcoming Little Texas concert, which I'm not going to lie, it's 1 month away from today. The Little Texas concert. I'm getting really excited now that we're getting closer. Me and the RJ marketing crew have been working really hard on starting to market that.
You're always complaining about nothing to do in Fairfield.
Come out.
Get out
please.
And enjoy this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
It's going to be so much fun. We're kicking it off Friday night with Bo Tatum and the Dirt Devils, which is he's a local kid. They're a great local band. They've got some originals. They're going to showcase that night. Opening for Little Texas. He starts at 6. Little Texas starts at 8. And we're going to have a beer tent out there this year. We're very excited about that. We're going to have food trucks. It's going to be a fun little festival night, and just kind of kick off our weekend. Saturday, there's going to be, obviously come shop downtown, shop the retail merchants, and then we're going to have live music at Fusion with Connor Atterbury, who was a senior last year at FCHS. Yep. He's a very talented local kid, so go support them in Fusion. Fusion Coffee, and then we're going to go to the Elks for live music that night. I know Bo Tatum and the Dirt Devils will be playing there, and I believe we'll have some other openers for them. And then Sunday is going to be a family fun day out at Leo French Park. Shout out to the Park District for letting us utilize their space because it is beautiful and open and perfect for this type of stuff. But we're going to have...
On the Saturday, are they having the deal over at the parking lot by the post office? Is that Saturday?
Food trucks
or
and
Sunday?
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, Saturday. And then, Sunday, I think we're going to do, they're going to have like fellowship out there, maybe have a service in the morning. And then there's going to be food trucks there, and there's going to be bouncy houses for kids, and hopefully like balloon animals, face painting, just a fun family-friendly day. And then VPF, I believe, is doing, and F&B are doing a movie that night at the park, which will be fun. Go and check that out. And then Monday, obviously, is Eclipse Day. City of Fairfield is focusing their time and energy on safety, crowd control, letting people know we have one-way streets in town, directing traffic. But there will be some viewing parties. I know Victorian on Main is having one.
With some period music from the 1800s,
1800s. They dress up, they play the part of the 1800s, and they play the music. So it'll be cool. Green Pig, I believe, is catering that. And then they'll have solar eclipse themed desserts and stuff. So get tickets for that. I'm sure it'll sell out fast. I think they're only doing 60 to 75 tickets. So there's not going to be a lot of those.
Eggs sunny side up.
There you go.
Are they going to have moon pies?
Oh, hey. Didn't moon pies originate up in, around here in Illinois?
I think it was Chattanooga, Tennessee, because that's where the Moon Pie Museum is.
Okay, that makes sense. I was thinking of that little place that you go up north, like kind of close to
Moonshine.
Moonshine,
Yeah.
Illinois, and get your
Yeah.
burgers,
Uh-huh.
and they always have moon pies. So,
They do.
anyways, Solar Eclipse Fairfield 2024. Check it out.
And I think local law enforcement, they have no idea what to expect on Monday.
No,
You just don't know.
You don't know, and we're just trying to be as prepared as we can. Law enforcement obviously has been notified and is working on a plan. We have the hospital working on that issue with, we want to make sure we're ready to respond if something emergency or people need,
And
need help.
schools are out that day.
Schools are
so.
closed that day. I believe we have volunteers or looking for volunteers to kind of help with crowd management if needed. Just we're doing everything we can to prepare in case there is a huge influx. A lot of people are like, oh, they're not going to come here. Well, we would rather be prepared
Absolutely.
for that. And if it doesn't happen, then, hey, we can all go home and watch the solar eclipse. So we have an exciting weekend as well. With all that going on, I've also got a wedding going on that weekend. My beautiful sister-in-law, Samantha Vaughn, and her love, Denny Fry, are getting married
Good for them.
during the solar eclipse on
During
the
the-
family land.
During the
pretty cool.
eclipse?
During the eclipse.
That's pretty cool.
It's going to be a very, very cool experience. I'm so excited for them. It fits them perfectly. And what a story to tell
Yeah.
for your wedding. I got married during the solar eclipse of 2024. So we're excited about that. Can't wait. And then
Well, it's one way for him never to forget his anniversary.
hey, for real. For real. And shout out to my mother-in-law and father-in-law who finally returned home from Florida after escaping for 2 months. My kids have made them feel bad ever since they returned. Why did you leave us for so long? I'm like, oh my gosh. But Felix said, back to the good old days. He said, back to the good old days
Good
where I
old
can walk
days.
to Nammy and Papa's house. Yeah, he's 6, The good old days were a long time ago, 2 months
Yeah.
ago. Anything else you guys want to say before we cut it off?
I don't know.
No? All right. Last chance.
Oh. Mule Nation baseball and softball starts next week.
It starts next week. We come in hot next week with FCHS baseball and softball on Monday. Baseball versus Newton and softball versus North Clay at 4:30. So you can find those on Bobcat Nation and Mule Nation. And then on the 12th, we have Bobcats softball versus Southeastern Illinois College. And
Mule softball, I believe.
I'm sorry, Bobcats softball versus Olney Central College on Tuesday the 12th, and FCHS softball at Grayville. And then on the 14th, we have Bobcats softball versus Southeastern. Saturday, we have Bobcats baseball versus Olive Harvey at 12 and 4, and FCHS baseball versus Mount Carmel. Sunday, Bobcats baseball versus Olive Harvey, 12 and 4. So we're gonna be hopping next
Where
week.
is Olive Harvey?
I
I
don't
think they're in Arkansas, I believe. I believe Olive Harvey College is in Arkansas.
It wouldn't
could be wrong.
surprise me. Olive Harvey College baseball. It's popping up Chicago,
Okay.
but there could be more than one. I don't know. Arkansas makes sense because the coaches,
Yeah.
Coach McHugh coached in Arkansas, and the assistant coach Luke played for him in Arkansas. So
We're feeding the Bobcat baseball team at Cornerstone Church this Friday.
I love that. Thank you for doing that. That's awesome.
Looking forward to it.
That's something I would love to see more of. You
Yep.
know, we really need to make these kids feel like they are a part of our community because they are. They come here and they live here for 2, sometimes 3 years.
I mow the Bobcat Crossing out there. And,
Oh, yeah.
And I get to know a lot of those kids.
they're
I've taught,
they're
visit
great
with them. And
kids.
what a cultural mix.
Yeah.
I mean, you got New Zealand.
Right. Canada, Australia,
Texas.
Texas, right. New Mexico.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, they're from all over. And the baseball, the softball, the
Yeah.
volleyball, they have all been so welcoming to us, and we love working with them. And, you don't have to take the whole athletic team. Like, bit the bullet and did. But, sponsor a meal for the baseball team or the softball team or the volleyball. And listen, I've been a starving college kid before. You know what I mean? A lot of us have. And a nice warm meal goes a long way.
A nice warm home-cooked meal.
Home-cooked meal or La Fuente meal. They don't want me cooking them at home.
I visited with one of the parents out there last year. They were there. And I said, where are you from? They said, way down in Texas. They had their camper there.
Aww.
And he said, I got to tell you, he said, when we visited here, he said, we came here 2 times.
Yeah.
And he said, this town, he said, it reminds us of home.
Aww.
I said, you know what? I said, that's a high compliment.
Yeah, it is.
For anybody that lives in a town.
Yeah,
It reminds me of my home.
Yes.
Because you always think great thoughts about your home.
Right.
Always.
Right. Definitely. I love that.
So
we're
doing something right.
Yes. I talked to Elena about that, my intern, Elena Bayet from Germany. And, they don't get to pick their placement. And she was kind of, I think, given an option between, I can't remember where, and then Illinois. She didn't even know where in Illinois, but she kind of thought Chicago. She was going to end up in a city, And she's like, would it have been my first pick? No, because I didn't know about Fairfield. But she said, no one else is going to get this experience of being in a small town. She's learned a lot about our small community and just seeing how people interact with each other and support each other. And she's like, I'm so glad that I was placed here in a small town because I can travel to Chicago from Germany. I can travel to New York City or LA, which she's got to travel a lot while she's here. But she's like, just getting that experience. No one else is going to fly into St. Louis. Nope. Probably not from Germany, drive to Fairfield, Illinois, and spend, she's been here for a year. So we're thankful to have her and thankful she got placed here. But next broadcast is Friday.
Debbie Lake's going to join us
at 8:30 a.m. with Debbie Legg. I'm thankful for Debbie to, she was flexible. We rescheduled her so we could get the Murder Mystery Girls in last week. But join us on Friday, 8:30 a.m. Special guest Debbie Legg. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, RJ on the Air, so we can spread the word about this podcast, this morning show.
Who are you feeding when we get to 1,000 on RJ on the Air?
Let me think about it. Let me get over the financial hurt from sponsoring this last one. But we're quite a ways away from 1,000 on RJ on the Air. We've got some work to do. But we appreciate you guys joining us. Again, thank you, Ken,
You're very welcome.
Being here.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Wonderful guest as always. So, all right, everyone, have a beautiful day in Fairfield. We will see you on Friday.